Coach, you had a bye last week. Talk a little bit about the importance of having a bye going into A&T.
Well, it's very important to have a bye, not just only going to A&T, but after playing 3 football games, you kind of get a couple bumps and bruises, and if you can get a open week here early in the season, right after you start the conference play to get you going, and get everybody back healthy for the stretch run of the conference play is huge, and that's what we was able to do after playing 3 games, get this week off and kind of get the bumps and bruises taken care of, and get guys back fresh. So, and then also we play in North Carolina A&T, the 2-time defending champs that they play. So that's very big to keep our players fresh and healthy going in this game, because we all know the key to this season is keeping people healthy, and if you can do that, you got a chance.
Coach, was there anything in particular that you all focused on during the bye week that you all felt that you all need to, look into headed into the A&T game?
Well, everything. Starting with the basics of tackling, catching and throwing, stripping the football, special teams, all phases, offense and defense. Just going back to the basics. Anytime you get the week off, you really want to hone in on those things and make sure that, because football is about blocking, tackling, and running, catching the ball. So we wanted to shore up that stuff, and I thought we did a good job of that in the off week.
Like from last year's game, that it was basically one guy who did you in on the 4 punt returns. Is that something you work a lot on with him being back this year?
Yeah, well, he got some blocking, but it was the punt returner. He had a big day against us, over 200 yards, and kept giving their offense short fields. And then they did what they had to do. They took advantage of a short field and scored touchdowns, and we couldn't hold them to field goals. So, the special teams getting great field position, and he returned one to give them the go-ahead lead in the 4th quarter with 6 minutes left. But even when we do give up a return like that, the defense got the bow up and forced a field goal attempt, and we wasn't able to do that. So they took advantage of the good field position and the special teams in that game, and that cost us.
Did you spend any more time on it than usual this week, or did you just do usual?
We did usual, because the special teams been playing well this season, all phases, and so we continue to do what we've been doing. We just had a couple extra days, to do the same stuff that we've been doing. So now the schedule didn't change there. We stay focused on what we've been doing. If we continue to cover punts and kicks the way we've been doing the first 3 games, we'll be fine this week.
I was looking at the stats. I think you've only punted, or they only had 5 returns, but I think they're averaging 20 yards a return. What is a number that you would like that to be? What's an acceptable number? Let me make sure I'm right.
6 yards.
6?
Yeah, about 6 yards a return. Get down there, funnel them, and get them bottled up and make the tackle. 20 is too much, because if you got 20, you're averaging 20, you might get one for 5, and the next one is 35. So you don't want it to be 20. That's way too much. Or if they return one for 1 yard, shoot, the next one is 39. So that's way too much. You want to be around 4 or 5 yards of return.
How much of that does that fall on Christian Faber-Kinney to get the ball out of, say, the sidelines, not outkick the coverage, maybe get it out of bounds once in a while?
All of that's important. Christian getting the ball real high, forcing a fair catch when we do kick it to him, kicking the ball out of bounds or kicking it away, maybe rugby style. A lot of that has to do with the punter, like you say, out kicking the coverage or kicking a line drive punt before we get down and have an opportunity to cover it. So a lot of that do fall back on the punter, and how he can affect the game on his punts.
They've given up a couple of blocked punts this year. They've had their own, and you've got 2 now in 3 games. Talk about how well you've been attacking the punter this year, and whether that A&T presents any opportunity to get some more. Well,
we'll see. We have blocked 2 punts, and we'll pick our opportunities, and when we want to try to go blocking, we want to set up return, and when we want to go safe, and see if we can't get another one. When we call block for a reason. We want to block the kicks, and we made it do that this year. So, and they gave up 2 last game. So, of course, we'll have block in this week.
You mentioned rugby punting. Does he ever do that? I haven't seen him do that.
Oh yeah, we do it all.
Do it all?
Oh yeah, we do rugby punt. We do the punt when you put it right here and punt it that way. Yeah, we do that punt too. That's a pass. Yeah, we do it all.
Do you
Punt pass.
do you do you angle to the sideline? Do you try to do that?
Oh, in the rugby, yeah, you go to the sideline so you can kick it and get it going over head over
I
head.
mean, other than the rugby punt, do you sometimes tell him?
Oh yeah, sometimes we'd say kick it to the sideline, kick it out of bounds. Don't kick it to him.
I'm guessing you won't kick it to this guy.
Well, we'll see.
Speaking of kicking, you've used 2 kickers. Brown had the long field goal against Howard. What is he the guy you like in the longer situations, and is he got maybe a little more strength?
You know what? I think he may have maybe 3 or 4 more yards than Prevost on the long field goal. But both of them are pretty have pretty strong legs and are accurate. But you know, Prevost cramping up. He's been cramping up. He's cramped up in 2 games so far out of 3. And the first game he kind of was nursing a little groin. So it's all game time situations, how they feeling and where they're at. So because Adam was hurt right before the first game, you know, and now he's back healthy. So it's just, you know, we see how those guys feel. And you know, we don't mind running either one of them out there. We got confidence in both of them can make the long field goal or the short field goal.
As well as kickoffs.
As well as kickoffs.
It says near Faber Kinney kicked off once. Is that right?
No, that's not true.
All right. It's in here. It says he had a 65-yard kickoff.
No, that was Adam.
Yeah, that's probably, they probably got him.
Yeah.
Let me see that.
You talk about Brandon Cox and the role you seem to have found for him, the power running at the goal line. Is there any chance we're going to see more of that, say, midfield and short yardage situations?
Oh yeah, we can see that anytime we have short yardage situations, bringing out 2 tight ends and bring Brandon in the game, and it adds an extra blocker. And the good thing about it, he's a quarterback and we can still throw the ball. You know, so you can't just play run. You know, even though he's done nothing but I think he threw 1 pass, but it wasn't in that formation.
Right.
So yeah, we can still throw the ball out of it. It just all depends on what they do. You know, if they want to put everybody in there, he's a quarterback. We can still throw the ball. So we got some pass plays off of it. We just haven't ran them yet. And they know we got some pass plays. You know, they know he's a quarterback. It's not Wildcat. You know, it's not Eric Carter or Yaquez Johnson in their quarterback where they got to run the ball. So, yeah, we got some pass plays off of it. But, you know, again, the defense dictates, you know, what we do.
I haven't seen their games, but just looking at their stats, it looks like they're using 3 quarterbacks.
Yes, sir.
Talk about what they do, and are they different?
I don't think so. I don't think they're really different. I think they're trying to find their quarterback. I mean, why else would you play 3 quarterbacks? You know, unless you got an option quarterback, which they haven't shown that this guy can run option every time, and this guy's a drop back, and then this guy's the spread guy. You know, they seem to run the same stuff. You know, so I would just assume that, you know, they haven't decided on a quarterback yet, or maybe on 2 quarterbacks they're gonna go with. But 3-headed quarterback, you know, it's pretty tough. But and they it's working.
Yeah, they seem to be effective throwing the ball.
Yeah. They throwing the ball well, and they got keys. You know, they'll throw them up some and throw some back shoulders to them, and they got another big freshman wide receiver out there just as big as Key. So they got a couple of big guys that they can get the ball to, and then of course, you know, they got Cohen in the backfield who can take the ball to the house at any time. So they got some weapons, and it's the reason they're 2-time defending champs. They got a good football team, defensively, special teams, and offensively.
With your first 4 games, it seemed like, from an observer standpoint, that you guys got better each week. Did you feel that way?
I think so, and you know, that's the goal. That's the goal, to get better every day in practice, so we'll get better as a football team, and You should learn from your mistakes from week 1 and week 2, and try not to make those same mistakes the next week and come out and play better. So far, I think that's what happened. I think we've been playing a little bit better. The more games you play, you should get a little bit better. People are getting more experience. The guys ain't really been playing. They're getting more game experience and more reps in the game and making less mistakes. And that's the ideal situation that, the more they play, the better that we get. And so that's good. That's a good thing.
I think I said 4 games. I meant
Yes, 3. It's 3.
With the little extra time here, were certain players able to use that for any kind of nagging thing they had going on with an injury or anything?
Oh yeah, we had some guys that had some little nagging injuries that we kept out. Time off helped us. We took off Sunday, Monday. We practiced Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Took off Friday, Saturday. Came back Sunday, yesterday, and today. And we'll be off tomorrow. It's travel day, so we'll be off tomorrow, and we'll play Thursday. So, we got some well-deserved and welcome rest.
Is everybody's good to go? Nobody
Uh,
other than Morris?
Yeah. Except for Morris. Morris is the only guy that's out. Everybody else is back and ready to go.
How do you feel that the secondary is coping with Morris's loss?
Well, I think we're doing a good job. I think we did a good job against Howard, and it's unfortunate for him and his family and us too. But next man is up. We got to move on, and that's a part of the game. Injuries, and you hate to see it, but this part of the game is going to happen. And then the next man got to be ready, and not only the next man, the linebackers got to step it up a little bit, and the D line got to step it up a little bit, and then the offense got to step it up a little bit. Anytime you get a loss like that, you take. I use New England Patriots as a prime example. They playing with third string quarterback, and they defense and Bill Belichick already decided before that game, we can't let them score. We got a third string quarterback. We can't let them score. They beat them something with 28-zip, 27-zip. They didn't let them score. So that's what happens when somebody goes down. Everybody else has to step it up. If Jay was to go down, or Eric, or Yaki, or Proctor, or somebody, okay, next man is up. But now everybody else got to step your game up a little bit. Defense got to step it up a little bit, and the other receivers, and O-line, and the quarterback play. So, and that's just a sign of a great football team.
Mixon isn't having, at least statistically, the same numbers that he normally would. Are people defending him maybe a little more, or has maybe been the emergence of Proctor?
No, I think a little bit of both. I think people definitely have their attention on Mixon, and the prime example last game when Jack, tight end, caught the long pass against Howard. We had Mixon runs down the seam, so everybody go with Mixon. He's by himself. So some of Proctor's plays coming from the Mixon factor, but Proctor's playing well. Mixon's doing what he do, and we're gonna do what we always do. We're gonna read the defense, take what the defense give us, and that's who we're gonna throw the ball to. So it's fine with me. If you want to take Mixon out of the game, we got other wide receivers that can produce, and that's gonna get those guys one-on-one. So I like those opportunities when people try to take Mixon out of the game. Mixon is a team player. He's not upset one bit. He don't want the ball. He understands that we're going to throw the ball to the guy that's open. We're going to read the defense and take what they give us. So if they're going to take Mixon away, we got to go to somebody else. We don't mind doing that. If they're going to leave Mixon one-on-one, then we got an opportunity to go to Mixon, we will. But it is what it is. I think, a little bit of them trying to take him out of the game and a little bit of Proctor emerging. So a little bit of both. How about those Cowboys? Oh, sorry about that, Jay.
Greetings and welcome to the HU Pirates Sports Network. We're glad that you're back with us. Jerome Barber here with Coach Maynard, back Mike's side, off of a great win in the D.C. area and then a good, healthy bye week. Welcome back, Coach.
Thank you. Glad to be back.
Came back with a great win. AT&T special classic up there in RFK. You've been there for a couple of years, and I hear that y'all beat Howard so bad that they're not coming back next year.
Yeah, they did a lot of talking before the at the banquet the night before to kind of disrespect us and kind of rubbed us the wrong way. They showed them holding the trophy from 2 years ago because we were the defending champs, and some other stuff they did and was saying, and they talked about the debate and Howard wanted to debate. Okay, well, we're not here for a debate. Our debate is going to be decided the next night on the field, and it was, and now all of America know who the real HU is.
Exactly, real HU. I mean, from first quarter to fourth quarter, you just dominated them, Coach. Just dominated.
We did. The guys were prepared. They was excited, and like I said, they had a chip on their shoulder. And the offense and defensive line dominated, and the defense dominated those guys and gave a late score. And the game should have been a shutout, could have been a shutout. And offensively and special teams, we played well, and we kind of choked the guys down in the fourth quarter. We kind of pulled the dogs off a little bit and played some reserve guys, and so it could have been worse.
Just some shining stars. It looks like we are forming into maybe a two-quarterback system.
Well, not two-quarterback system. I would say more situational.
Okay.
Jay's the quarterback. Cox will play in short yardage downs, red zone, where I actually use him as a runner and get an extra block in the game. But we also got some passes, so he is a quarterback. They can't just play the run because we still can throw the football. So it's really not a two-quarterback system. It's like a situational goal line, short yardage.
Okay. Of course, our running back, Yaki Johnson, on the attack again.
Yeah.
We're calling his name quite a bit this year.
Yeah, old Yak Attack. He put a little attack on him, and he was running the ball well and threw him a screen pass, and he took that to the house. And he's dangerous. He's a special player. And you get him in open field, he can take it to the house on any play. So we got to continue to get him the ball in space as well as just getting him the ball, period. And he's doing a great job. And Eric Carter is too. We're in a good position at that position.
Keeping those guys healthy, and they don't know which one's going to hit them, but they're going to get hit.
Yes, sir.
That offensive line, though, is doing a great job as well, making some plays possible for those guys in the backfield.
They are. That's one of the areas that we know we needed improvement on, and brought in some guys, and the guys that we brought in with the guys that we had before are doing a great job in the running game and the passing game, keeping Jay clean and open up holes for Yaki, Eric, and Garrett. So if those guys can continue to play that way, play physical, and keep dominating the game, it gives us a chance to win every game that we play.
Absolutely. On the defensive side, you got to mention Shaka doing some big things, leading the way with the leading tackles in that particular game.
Yeah, Shaka did a great job in that game. Threw some couple passes, he made some tackles. Then in the running game, he came up and made some tackles. He also kept contained a couple times and forced the guy back into the rest of the defense. And then when you do that, it's going to be a short game where if he get like the William Mary one time, he lost contain, the guy go down the sideline for a 15-yard run. So he played great and led us in tackles. And Van Dyke kind of had an off night. And it's because of the way, basically the system they ran. He made a couple plays, one in the backfield, but they wasn't running the ball that much, and they was doing a little bit more throwing. And so, therefore, your secondary guys will probably be your leading tackles instead of your linebackers. But Van Dyke is still playing well and so is shocking the rest of those guys.
Before I talk about special teams, got to talk about just one little spot in the lining, is that with the penalties. A good number, 14 penalties, I believe we called, and even 11 for the Bison. So it was they were hanging out the laundry.
They were
RFK Stadium.
They were, and to be honest with you, they probably missed a couple calls. So it should have been a couple more penalties. But I complained to the referee one time about us calling 3 holding penalties on us, and didn't have any called on them at the time. And to be honest with you, he told me that he missed them. He missed a couple of them. So we did have some penalties, and I think I don't necessarily agree with all of them, but we do have to clean that up, and we definitely can't have 14 penalties against North Carolina A&T to go in there and beat the two-time defending champs at their place. So we need to get that cleaned up, play some smart, clean football and aggressive, and for 60 minutes.
Yeah, but no turnovers.
Oh, yeah, no turnovers. No
Great job.
turnovers.
Great job, great job. And now special teams, man, Anthony Brown, that was amazing.
It was.
51 yards.
It was. Adam, he's got a lot of confidence.
Well, Adam Brown, I'm sorry.
Yeah, he got a lot of
Thinking Anthony Provost.
Yeah, Prevost. Right. He got a lot of confidence in his kicking. I saw him kicking 50-yarders in between halftime, and he came over to him right before we kicked off third quarter and said he's ready if needed. And so when I saw the opportunity there, I said, "Oh man, that's would be 36-yard line. That'd be a 51-yarder." He was just kicking 50s. I said, "All right, kick it." And he nailed it, and he probably had 2 or 3 yards to spare. So, and that's off natural turf. Grass, which is harder to kick field goals off of grass than turf because the ball sits up a little bit better on the turf. So that was an excellent job of kicking by Adam Brown to kick a 51-yarder, and he had the confidence, and we got the confidence in both of those guys, him and Prevost.
Great week, a short week for you this week, but we had a bye, and that was probably the most critical win that we're gonna have this season. Is you got to win in them bye weeks. Guys, don't do anything crazy. Don't do anything selfish. Stay healthy. Stay out of trouble. Stay focused on those bye weeks.
Yeah, you got to try to get back healthy and then go stick with the basics. Get back to the basics of tackling and passing and just get everything cleaned up, offensive, defensive, kind of self-scout yourself a little bit, see what you're doing, and try to change up some stuff, throw a couple wrinkles in there. Got time to put in a new play or two. And just be prepared because they're going to be prepared.
Headed down to North Carolina, very familiar territory to you.
Yes, sir.
Going to take on the Aggies. That's Pirate Pride, hitting that Aggie Pride down in Greensboro. Thursday night game, ESPNU, covering it for the whole nation to see.
That's right. It's live on ESPNU, and everybody be watching. SWAC, MEAC, CIAA, SEC, ACC, everybody be watching. All eyes will be on the MEAC Thursday night. So we want to put on a good show America that MEAC plays some good quality football also.
We're 1-0 in the MEAC. We're their first MEAC opponents, and so we want to introduce them to this season in the right way.
Yeah, we do. They two-time defending champs, and we know it's going to be tough. It'll be a great challenge for us, and we look forward to the challenge.
Absolutely. They're coming off of a bye week as well, but before that they had a pretty substantial loss, both point-wise as well, also player-wise.
Yeah, you play a team like Tulsa, a FBS program that, if they go undefeated, they'd be in to talk about the playoffs, So that's a great football team that they played, no doubt about it. If they played anybody in the MEAC, they'd probably do the same thing to them or worse. So. But, when you play those games, you take that chance on getting a couple guys hurt. And they got a couple guys injured. I don't know if they hurt, but I know they was injured. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if they'll be out or playing. My money is, if I was a betting man, I would bet that all those guys would be playing, especially Cohen. He's not going to miss the season opener in the conference, and especially with a bye week. I think if we probably played them last Saturday, a couple of those guys might not have been there, but with the open week and get them an extra week to recover and rest, I think all those guys be back playing, and we're preparing for all those guys to play.
It's Thursday night. It's ESPNU Live. 7:30 is kickoff time down in Greensboro, North Carolina. The Pirates take on North Carolina A&T, and all eyes, like you said, Coach, all eyes to show the world what the Pirates are able to do. Best wishes to you. Safe travels to you as you go down and come back 2-0 in the MEAC. This is Jerome Barber, and you're watching the HU Pirate Sports Network. And we always end by saying, go Pirates.
Go Pirates. Go to Greensboro.